Fights Antonio Silva in the Strikeforce World Grand Prix, but coming up later this month, as you know, Showtime Championship Boxing is coming back, so Gina Carano coming back as well. And the time has come for our second tournament quarterfinal bout of the evening, and it's a fight that has huge stories to consider. Fedor Emelianenko, Antonio Bigfoot Silva. Fedor, coming off his first loss in 9 years, looks for redemption against one of the biggest men in the sport, Antonio Silva.
Antonio Silva overcame the affliction known as giantism or acromegaly to become one of the sport's top heavyweights. He moves incredibly well for a big man, and his ground game is something that could give the great Fedor fits. In Fedor Emelianenko's last fight, the last emperor fought another Brazilian in Fabrício Verdum and suffered the first legitimate loss of his career. He is ready and focused for tonight's return to the cage, but can he overcome the size difference and huge challenge presented by Bigfoot?
This tournament is very special. We have the top heavyweights in the world, the fighters who I respect a lot and have followed their careers.
This fight is very important. The winner of this tournament will be the best heavyweight in the world. I want to make my family proud.
For my whole career, I've known only the happiness of victory. In my last fight, I suffered my first real loss. I think it made me stronger. I learned that in life, anything can happen.
Fedor can beat you at any time, so I have to be ready for everything. I'm working a lot on my stance, my footwork, and my striking. I must fight the perfect fight in order to win.
Antonio Silva is a very strong, very serious opponent. He isn't afraid to fight. He doesn't back up, and he has a dangerous knockout punch. It will be a spectacular and exciting fight.
Fedor is the best fighter in the world. He's a legend. To be a legend, I must to beat a legend.
And please welcome to the cage, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Antonio Bigfoot Silva.
Antonio Bigfoot Silva, he put it best, very simple. In order to become a legend, I have to beat a legend.
Yes, and he has an opportunity to do that tonight. And representing the great country of Brazil, he has the flag draped over his shoulders. He is sporting a logo on his trunks tonight, which reads Combat Athletes for Nova Friburgo, a non-profit organization formed to help raise money to support the relief effort in Nova Friburgo, Brazil, where mudslides have killed nearly 1,000 people. It's the hometown of Silva's manager, Alex Davis. And please do what you can to help out the people of Brazil. It's really affected the combat sports community, and I know Antonio Silva is dedicating this fight tonight to those people of Brazil.
What a good-hearted man, and I could tell that they were really hurting in that meeting, and they could tell that their hearts were hurting, and I mean, they really just said, anything you guys could do, anything you could say, you know, you got to help our people. And that was just a great moment for us. I don't really know what to say about it, but I can tell you what his key in the cage is. As the big man, he's got to get on top. If he gets on top of Fedor, Rogers did some good damage when he was on top of Fedor. If we can get on top of the mount, even in the guard, I think he's going to put a good beating on Fedor, and it might be enough to put him away or cut him.
Unlike Rogers, Antonio Bigfoot Silva, a BJJ black belt, so he has trained and knows how to finish.
Definitely, and as we mentioned, Fabrício Verdum pulled off the upset on Fedor, but even talking to his manager, Alex Davis, he thinks that the strength for Antonio Silva against Fedor is the top position, the ground and pound. Something, of course, Fedor knows very well, too.
And now, here he is, MMA's great Russian fighting machine, the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko.
Fedor makes the walk into the cage, and the question, great champions, great undefeated champions, Frank, how do they respond after their first loss?
Well, true champions get right back up and go right back at it. That's what a champion is.
And he is, without a doubt, the greatest heavyweight in mixed martial arts history. In the last decade, he went 28-0 with 1 no contest. During that time, he defeated 5 former UFC heavyweight champions, a former Pride heavyweight champion, 1 former Strikeforce champion, a K1 champion, and 2 Olympic medalists. You talk about Michael Jordan in basketball, Wayne Gretzky in hockey. This is the man in MMA. Say what you will about the loss against Fabricio Verdum. A loss does not define a career. He is one of the greatest fighters in the sport's history, and he is back in this tournament.
Well, for some people, a loss starts their career. That's what happened to me. I got my butt kicked, and it got me going. I don't know what it's going to do to Fedor. I think he's going to just be supercharged because of it. I don't think it's going to affect him at all, but who knows? He's Fedor. I know that he doesn't dream about fighting, and that to me is incredibly strange because I dreamt about fighting every single night for 15 years. His key in the cage tonight, in my opinion, is to stay off the ground. He does have 16 submissions. Over half of his fight, he has 1 on the ground, and I don't believe that's where he should be fighting tonight.
And they love him here in the New York metropolitan area. And that brings us to the tail of the tape. And Frank, he's given up height and he's giving up weight.
Reach, I mean, everything. All the numbers on this side go to Antonio Silva. He's the bigger man. He's got a bigger reach, and he's got 34 pounds on Fedor.
But Mauro, Fedor has faced bigger.
Oh, he's
heavier.
Semi Schilt, Hongman Choi. He's faced some of the biggest men in the sport, but somehow, some way, he always finds a way to win. And tonight, we'll see what is left in Fedor Emelianenko's tank.
Now, for the official introductions, let's go inside the cage and the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Izod Center at Strikeforce. M1 Global and Showtime present the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Rockstar Energy Drink. Bigger, better, faster, stronger. Party like a rock star. We are sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, the Chairman Tony Orlando, Commissioner Aaron Davis, Counsel Nick Lembo. All right, fans, here we go. 3 5-minute rounds of the quarterfinals in the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and MMA fans joining us around the world, live from East Rutherford, New Jersey, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, standing at 6 feet 4 inches, he weighed in at 264 pounds. His record stands at 15 wins, 2 losses, with 10 knockouts and 3 submissions to his credit. From Campina Grande, Paraíba, Brazil, please welcome MMA's colossal sensation and the former heavyweight champion, Antonio opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, really needing no introduction to MMA fans across the globe. Standing at 5 feet 11 and 1/2 inches, he weighed in at 230 pounds. His record includes 31 wins, 2 losses, and 1 no contest. From Staroyarskal, Russia, please welcome MMA's all-time great, the revered, the respected, the one and only Fedor Emelianenko. And our referee in charge now to give instructions, Dan Mergliata.
All right, fighters in the center, please. All right, gentlemen, we've been through the rules in the locker room. You both understand the rules, correct? I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourselves at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Good luck, both of you.
Fedor always so relaxed in the cage.